because of time, I'm going to read off all 10 things that I wrote about why a Generation Z person under 30, should buy it. Then if Lafayette approves, we could have people ask questions, but that's up to Mr. Hack. All right, so 10 reasons why a Generation Z person should buy a home. I'll just list them all. I'm not going to talk specifically about each point. I'll just list it, and then if I need to, I'll talk about the points later. One, there's a limited amount of land, which I already addressed. Number two, the home will be yours forever, right? Number three, it's one of the best investments you'll ever make, which I did expand upon earlier. Four, your investment will appreciate, right? It'll grow in financially. Five, stability, right? You'll be more stable. Six, the benefits of tax savings, which James Brown could really talk a lot about. Number seven, inflation protection, right? 8, you can work from home, right? And that's a big one for Generation Z. 9, it's capital gains. And that I would have to explain that because it's not capital gains in the way most people would think of it. But it's capital gains. 10, wealth building, right? Which Reg would. So those are the 10 points. Laf, should we open up the questions, or gentlemen, what's your thoughts?
Certainly. Yeah. Let's go ahead and get to the questions. Anybody have questions?
Yeah, just unmute and ask. I know there was a few statements in the chat. I think I addressed them.
Good afternoon. Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Good morning, my wife, Denise. My brother, Lafayette. Hey, this is a great topic. Great for you all to do this. I'm driving, so I'll keep it brief. But just a quick question, your thoughts. In you all's introduction, you talked about owning property in different states, which is commendable. And I've owned properties, always been in the same state in Maryland. Just wondering what your thoughts are on just any challenges with having your properties distributed like that. Some people say, you should be local to your properties. Obviously, it's not anything hard and fast on that. Just wonder what your thoughts are on that. Thank you very much. I'll listen.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to say, if I could afford to purchase all the properties that I own in New York City, I would. I think the market just got to be too expensive for the long haul. How much time do you have? So one of the reasons I looked in other states is pricing, what's available, opportunities, and it's managing property in other states can be difficult. Usually the best thing to do is to find someone who is a general contractor that you can build a relationship. That's probably the cheapest way. It may not be the best way, or a management company that can manage your property. They usually charge anywhere between 8 to 10% of the gross. The thing with that is, it's almost like that old story in the military where they're paying like $500 for a hammer. So you really, when maintenance comes into play, it's hard to keep an eye on that. You get overcharged for things. You need a flap in the toilet, and they're charging you, $100,
$200.
So, but the idea is that as an investor, you're always trying to seek out opportunities that fit your budget. And I think if you want to grow, build your wealth, the only way to do that is to expand. And you got to go outside of your comfort zone. And the more you do it, the better you get at it.
Yeah. Yes, definitely. And for my properties that I have out of state, I have one in Virginia and I have one in Pittsburgh. I have a property manager on, and I pay them both. They both get 10%.
Mm.
It works out great. Pittsburgh, when I first started out there, I did not really have a real property manager. It was a situation where I knew someone, and every time there was something needed, I would have to basically handle it. He would call me and say it's cost such and such, and I just knew, I mean, just one of the things you got to have a feeling for when you're in business is you got to have a feeling for, is my relationship with this person ever going to be fruitful? And then you have to, behoove you to make that decision to terminate that person once you come to that conclusion. And that was one of the best things I ever did was me coming to that conclusion and terminating that person. And then I went out and I just said, there's got to be an honest manager somewhere in the town of Pittsburgh. And I was just lucked out, and I found one walking distance from two of the houses that I owned.
Mm-hmm.
And that changed everything for me. So that was about 2014 when I made that change, and I still have that lady as my manager, and I only have the one house now, but she takes care of it wonderfully, and I make a profit every month, and I've been making a profit on that house ever since then. My situation in Virginia, I found a property manager. I looked in the phone book or online, and I found somebody 2 towns over, and basically took a chance on them, and it's working out well. You're going to get into situations where it's not going to work that well, and you're going to have to really think hard and go with your gut, go with your feelings a lot, and go ahead and make that change, as Michael Jackson said.
I'm gonna just give a real quick answer. In Ohio, when I did it, I was living in Ohio, and then I moved. And I think the thing about that, I think both of my brothers are saying is, and every real estate investment might be great when you buy it, but over time it might not work out, right? So we all learn from our things that fail, right? So you learn more from failures than you do success. So mine, I was in Ohio and I managed it myself. I had another one in Ohio that just really didn't work out that well, so I lost that one. The one in New York, in Brooklyn, I managed myself, and then the stuff in Jersey, I decided to get closer to where I was living, so I managed myself. So I've had a lot of help, but as Lafayette said, I would just get people to fix things as I went along. So I didn't really have a property manager. I just had like a fix-it guy, a carpenter, guy that could fix stuff that would do different things for me. So that's how I did mine. So it was pretty simple. Looking at something in Pennsylvania now, we're trying to figure that out. But usually when I buy something, it's usually because I know somebody in the area that can keep an eye on it, and as well as either rent it themselves from me, or just be my eyes and ears on the property.